Hello friends, welcome to TechnoGeek SFDC, and we are back with another coding scenario which are very frequently asked in the Salesforce interviews, and also we will be exploring a new topic as part of this coding scenario. Okay, so first let's see what the scenario is. So this scenario states that whenever an account is created, we have to give access to the users who belongs to a particular queue. Okay, let's say there is some queue called XYZ. There are set of users who are part of that particular queue. Now whenever an account is getting created, we have to give access to that particular queue members. Okay, and also we have to give access to its related opportunities. Okay, the opportunities related to account. Okay, or you can yeah, so that's the scenario what we are going to discuss. Maybe you can keep it as account is created or updated, any scenario. Okay, now the point here to notice that we have to use a coding to implement this requirement. Okay, now so how to do this? First of all, we will be using our normal sharing of Apex sharing here, but Apex sharing will not be the direct Apex sharing which we have discussed in our earlier scenarios. Here we are going to use a concept called account team members. Okay, so what account team members are? Okay, so whenever you create an account, first of all, if you notice, the owner of the account can only be a user. It cannot be a queue. Like in case we have queue can be a owner, right? But in account, we don't have that feasibility. That's where account team members comes into picture. These are set of users who are going to work on that particular account. So let's say there can be many big accounts as well. Let's say you have account called JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley. These are very big accounts, and one user cannot handle this, right? So you need a set of people or a team to work on these accounts, right? That's where your account team member concept comes into picture, where you can assign certain users to a particular account via account team members and giving them feasibility or giving them access to that particular account, its related contacts as well as its related opportunities and cases. Okay, so this is the concept what we are going to utilize in our current coding scenario. Okay, so let's see how we are going to implement this particular scenario using account team members. So for this particular scenario, if you read the requirement, what it is telling that whenever the account is getting created, this means again a DML is going to happen. This is where first concept we have to use is our Apex triggers, okay? And that too, when the account is getting created, we have to create records, or basically you have to give access via account team members, right? Not via account directly. So in that case, we are going to do a DML operation on another object. Okay, that is, it will not be the same record which is initiating the trigger, but some other object where we are going to create the records. In this scenario, we will be using the after context. Okay, so first point, we will be using account trigger, and we will, because the DML is on account, and we will be using after context because we have to create record on some other object. Now, third thing is which particular event. So since here we are mentioning that when the account is getting created, right? So in that case, we will be using after insert. Okay, because the insert operation will come into picture. So here, if we combine all these three, we will be getting that we have to use account trigger with after insert context here. Okay, now let's see how this is going to work. So I can show I have a pre-built account just to save your time. I have created that trigger, and I can walk you through the code how we are going to implement. And this code I will upload on my website as well, so that if you want to take a reference, you can just simply go there and you can take the complete code. Okay, so it's going to be a very small trigger. Here I have created a handler class. This is as part of our best practice of Salesforce, that all your business logic should be there in the handler class. Okay, so in the handler class, I have created something called insert. So we'll go line by line. Okay, so first of all, you can see that I have created a trigger named as account trigger on account. I'll just increase the size here. Okay, yeah, and the context what I'm going to use is after insert. Okay, now in after insert part, what I am going to do, I am going to call an insert handler method which is available in account trigger handler. This is another handler class. Okay, and what I'm passing here, I'm passing trigger dot new. This means all the new records which is getting inserted. Trigger.new I'm using so that we'll be getting the record ID as well in trigger.new. Okay, now here, as you can see, I am just taking this and I have created a method called assign team members. Now, here as per the requirement, I have created a queue. I'll just show you that. Sorry, not queue. I have created public group. Sorry. Okay. So I have created a public group called default account team, and I have added one user into it, that is demo user. Okay. Now, first what I'm doing is I am querying on the group member. So any user which you are adding it into a public group or a queue, you that record that particular information you can access from group member object of the Salesforce. Okay. So in group member object, you have something called user or group ID. So I'll quickly show you the group member object as well. Okay. So group member object basically contains that this particular user belongs to which group. It will be having group ID and it will be having user ID. It's a kind of junction object between your public group and user. So you can see here we have group ID and then we have user ID. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just querying the user ID from group where I'm checking if the developer name is default underscore account underscore team. Developer name why I'm taking is because it is more of an API name which we don't change usually. Okay. Labels can be changed based on the requirement, but API names we don't change. That's why we are using the developer name here. And then I am adding all the users to a public group. Okay. Now, next thing you need to notice here is now I'm going to create a record on account team members. Okay. So account team members is again an out of the box object in the Salesforce which contains many internal fields. But main field to consider here is your parent ID, which is going nothing but your so which will nothing but your account ID. So we'll be passing an account ID, okay, and then we will be passing the user ID, which user will be part of that particular account team. So here we will be passing the user ID, okay, and then there is something called role. So that particular user is of what role? It's a pick list. So you can add your own values as well, but I can just show you if I can have, okay. So account team members you have, okay, I'll change to lightning and you can see that particular object and all the fields there. Okay. So this particular object supports your create, update, delete, all these DML operations. Okay. Here you have few out of the box fields like account access level. Whoever the users you are adding as an account team member, what access they should get, whether it will be read, edit or all. Okay. Similarly, you have to pass the account ID. So to which account you want to add the user. And then you have something called case access level, contact access level. So these are not the mandatory fields, but you can give them a value so that what will happen is any case getting created as part of that particular account. So account team member will automatically get the access to that particular case as well. Similarly, it goes with the contact as well. Okay. Then there is something called opportunity access level. So you can also give the related opportunity access via opportunity access level of the account team member object. And then we have something called team member role, which is a pick list. Let me see if I can show you here. So I have this object called account team member. It's a standard object of the Salesforce. It's not a custom object. It's a standard object. Okay, and then you can see I have all the fields here, that is user ID, team member role. As I said, it's a pick list, so you can add the values as per your need as well. You can add additional values here. You get some predefined values. If you're not satisfied with it, you can add your own values here. Okay, and then you have account access level, case access level, contact access level and opportunity access level, and the account ID. So these are few of the fields which needs to be added. Okay, so as you can see, I have assign the values, that is account access level, I'm giving it as edit so that account team member can edit these fields, edit these records. Okay. And then I'm passing the account ID. I'm also passing the user ID stating that okay, this particular user has to be tagged as an account team member. And I'm passing the member ID which I got it from my group. Okay. In this query, whatever the team member ID I got, I'm passing that. And team member role, I'm adding it as a sales manager. Okay, just a static value. You can add any other values as well. And at the end, I'm just inserting account team members here. Okay, so this is a very small piece of code which you can utilize, and then you can add the account team members from the trigger. Now, this is how the code is going to look like. Now we will see this particular piece in action, that how it is going to work or how it will work. Okay. So now let's see this particular piece of code in action. Okay. So we will come here, we will now create an account and we'll see what happens. So let's say if I'm just coming here, creating a account name is demo team member. I don't have any other required fields here, and then I can just click on save. So as soon as I click on save, okay, in the related part, if I scroll down, you can see that under account team, there is another user which got added, that is demo user. Okay, and the team role is showing as a sales manager. Now, if I open this, okay, so you will get all the details here, like opportunity, private case, what is the account access level I have given, and which account I have added this user as a team member, who is the user. And now, if I go on this particular user and try to log in, so let me log in and we'll see how whether we'll be able to see the newly created account or not. Okay, now I'll come to account. I'll select all accounts. Yeah, and you can see that demo team member, this account has started showing under this particular user. This means demo user is now having access to demo team member account. Okay, and then they can do further whatever operations they want to do or however they want to handle this account. So this is one user I have shown you here. You can add multiple users as well. Okay, so this is how your account team member is going to help you, or basically your business, that let's say if more than one user wants to operate on the same account, then by using account team member we can achieve this. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. You got an idea of what account team members are, how you can use them. You can even use them to give access to opportunity related cases and related contacts as well. Okay, so with this, I'll wrap up today's video. If you liked it, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any other scenario which you want me to prepare a video on, you can just directly ping me on the LinkedIn or on my or on the comment section as well. Okay, so thanks for your time. Bye bye.